Hello and welcome to the tutorial for the assessment task to the project, and we're talking about now part B, which is your contract review report writing. Now here is the assessment task on your LMS. So you access that, so you scroll down, and this time we're going to talk about part B as I just explained. Now in order to access the documents, we're going to go to question 3. Click on that, and it will come up with task 2, the report contract review. Here's a small description. All right, of course it also sits within the document here, which is the assessment task, which you click on it to download. So I'm just doing that right now, and I'm opening it. It's a Word document, of course. And here, this is the part B of the assignment. So the usual, you have to put in your details, the background information, the scenario, the case study is exactly the same, all right, as in part A. Nothing has changed. All right, so you only can attempt part B if part A, draft contract, has been completed. Because part B, your report writing contract review, is 100% based on part A on your draft contract. Okay, so that's very important to understand. So you don't have to make up things or come up with from somewhere. It's all there, meaning all the information you already have created and developed in your statement of work, particulars, terms and conditions in your draft contract, the KPI settings and your aspects you have completed there. That's the information you need in order to address part B. So part B here is the written part. So I'm just going to go through here in order to explain that go through. Okay. Basically, your general manager requests that a report, a contract review from you regarding the performance of your selected supplier, the fruit and vegetables or the dairy supplier. So from your draft contract, so which supplier is it? Based on their performance, based on their conditions and so forth, general managers want to have a report. In our industry or in other industries, that's what the manager's job is. Food and beverage manager, which is you, to inform the superiors, the general manager, of performance of several suppliers, of operational, financial performances, staff performances. So they need to be informed, very specific to the point, so they can look at that report in order to make ongoing, strategic, or even operational decisions. All right? So that's very important to understand. That's what happens in the industry on a regular basis. That's very, very expected from a manager, right? To be able to report to the superiors about performances of A, B, C, D, or in this case here, of a supplier. Okay, so the report writing, which is the last part, the last tutorial, we will discuss there and look at that. But all the information you need for that report is stipulated in part B1 and B2. All right. So today we will talk about B1, which is the KWL report writing approach. But before that, we continue here. So over the agreed period of 3 months, provide a comprehensive report on how you have established and conducted the business relationships with the supplier. Refer to the KPIs, your product specification, statement of work particulars from the draft contract, including also the terms and conditions. Then review, assess, and evaluate the actual performance. Give use 3 specific examples of incidents, and we will talk about that in the next tutorial about what that means, the 3 specific examples of incidents. Now here the note, which is in yellow, it refers to the report writing aspect, the final report in B3. We will revisit and go through that in the last tutorial, tutorial 3. I'm scrolling down now and we are coming to the B1, which is the key aspect of today's tutorial. The KWL report writing approach. It's the research approach. So the report format, right, which already has been provided, but meaning also the kind of development, the form of development of your information you need, the scope and the purpose, okay, which we have discussed already, why and to whom, and the research gathering organized supportive information, right? So where do we get the information from, right? How do we know that these are the terms and conditions, these are the KPIs? How do we know where or how the supplier has performed? Did they send us the correct tax invoice? Did they overcharge us? Did they send the wrong quality? Remember, product specification. Did they ABCD? So that's what that means. Gathering the information from where? Because when you write the report at the end, everything you develop or you gather or you refer to needs to be real data, facts. You can't just like make up stuff, and you need to have everything recorded, reported. Right? It's part of the SPM, which is the Supplier Performance Management Framework, which we will talk about in the next tutorial, which will help you to develop your scorecard. Now, here's a link to a video. To analyze, weigh, and support information, determining solutions, findings, and recommendations. So this will all help you in order to complete all that. This is the KWL report writing approach. See here, this will help you to develop the content and to create the framework for your final report. The KWL is a video which I have here, which is a link, which is uploaded, which you can watch also on the LMS, which I have put there as well. I recommend strongly you watch that first before you attempt this part here. I'm going to go through you now here. Here's a table with the KWL. So let's focus first on the K, which is knowledge, already known. So what do we know already? You have to pause and ask yourself these questions. What do I know already? I know the supplier name. I know about the product specifications. I know about the terms and conditions. I know about already what already has been developed in part A. Very straightforward. We know that already, isn't it? So here you list that in this column here. You can use bullet points, or you can categorize it, or you can put A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3. Up to you, whatever helps you best. So this is going to be your research development paper or approach, or research collecting tool, right? In order then to finalize and write your report. The W is want or need to know, or the research. Now again, so what do we need to find out? What do we need to know? Or how do we know that the supplier performed and met the KPIs? How do we know that? I mean, you're the food and beverage manager. You're not going to be in the kitchen. You're not going to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning and look at the receiving and the quality of it, for example. So how do you know? How can you find out? So you need to do research. You need to contact other departments, the kitchen department, the receiving department, for example, the purchasing department, or the finance department, to get evidence, to get reports from them. Right? For example, in the kitchen, there is a reporting and receiving log of all the suppliers, which has to be filled in if they meet the criteria, the right time, the right product, or why has it been sent back. Right? An incident would be sent back the product because it did not meet the KPIs of the quality. Right? There was the wrong product, the wrong price, and so forth. Right? So these are all the aspects which you need to list here. All right? So what we need to find out. Where can we get that information from? What reports or the financial departments, the tax invoices, how we have been overcharged or not. Okay, so all these kind of things we need to find out. Here actually you list all the questions you pose, or all the information you need in order to, and here comes now, that's the yellow part, in order to develop your performance review, which is the scorecard, which is in B2, KPI evaluation template. We will go through that in next week's tutorial, right? Tutorial 2. And that will assist you then in establishing the L, conclusive or conclusion recommendation, which sits here. Alright? So you only can complete L, what has been learned, or solutions and recommendations, once you have completed the KPI evaluation template. which is part of the SPM, which is the Supplier Performance Management Framework. Okay. Then only here you can put in your suggestions and recommendations. Okay. So I'm just scrolling down so you can see how this looks like. Next tutorial we will talk about this part here. Alright. The review, the scorecard performance review of your supplier from part A, draft contract. And I'm going further down, and you can see here, this is then the form which you're going to use. Alright? So we will tackle that next tutorial. So, going up again, you only can complete then L, which is the solutions and recommendations, once part B2 has been completed. Alright, so this was today's tutorial. Introduction to the part B, contract review, report writing, and the first part is the KWL report writing approach, which I hope you will be able to complete and work on. And then next week's tutorial we will go to B2, which is the KPI evaluation, SPM, Supplier Performance Management Framework approach, which then eventually will help you to complete part 3B, which is the final report. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you next week in class. Bye bye.